this different roads that lead to the same God. How many times have we heard that? And it's always the same story. And it's a lie from the pit of hell. It's flat out satanic to say all roads lead to the same God. Because let's think logically, if all roads of worship a God lead to the same God, the true God, if that is actually true, it's not. But if it is true, then it is impossible to worship a false God. Logically speaking, any worship to any God, just different road to the same God, that means it's impossible to worship a false God, which we know to be false. We know that there are false gods. So if there are false gods, that means there's a true God, logically speaking. But biblically speaking, it's ironclad. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If there are different roads that lead to the same God, then God is cruel for having Jesus to suffer and die needlessly. If worshiping Allah or Buddha or whoever is worshiping the same God, then why did Jesus die? Why did God allow his son to suffer a horrendous death? It was not necessary. Just not have that path. Have the path to Buddha, which is all flowers and unicorns and rainbows. They just go that way. It doesn't make any sense logically. Theologically, it doesn't make any sense. John 14:6, Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. There is no person who goes to God, who's reconciled to God, who doesn't go through Jesus. Period. There's only two religions. I know you read maybe studies in the UN, and they'll tell you that there's 300, 400 religions worldwide, maybe more. But there's really only two. There's Christianity, and there's every other worldview. You might think, well, how can that be? Well, if you look at all of those other worldviews and religions, there's two things in common to all of them. The first is they deny that Jesus is God, and they believe that you have to do something to earn your way to heaven. Those two elements are in common with all other world religions except biblical Christianity. That's clear. Acts 4:12. And there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved.